Hello and welcome to one and all. In this class, we'll check out the 2 marks questions under Unit 4 Planning and NITI AAYOG. Okay, as usual, I have mentioned the years in which those questions have appeared adjacent to the question. The first one, balanced regional development. So this question has been asked in March 2022, 2018 and 2015. Okay, so balanced regional development, the answer is in India, there are regional imbalances. That is, some states or regions are developed while some others are backward. Some of the areas are developed and other areas are not developed. Okay, so the development of backward areas also according to their respective potentialities is known as balanced regional development. Now, what is the meaning of the development of backward areas also according to their respective potentialities? See how much, whatever we do, certain areas you cannot develop beyond a certain level, isn't it? So, if you take Bihar, you cannot develop Bihar equal to Gujarat or Maharashtra because the potentiality of Bihar is only that much. But because Bihar is having less potentiality, it doesn't mean the government, the country should neglect Bihar. So whatever the potentiality that is there in Bihar, whatever the potentiality that is there in each and every backward area in the country, they have to be utilized. Okay, so that is what is known as balanced regional development. So it is not necessary the government, the country is developing or concentrating only the areas that are advanced, only the areas that are favorable. Okay, so even the backward areas, even though they are not having the advantages, they should also be concentrated. Some kind of potentiality will be there in that backward area also, so that also have to be checked by the country and that potentiality has to be exploited. So that is the meaning of according to their respective potentialities. So each and every area they have different kinds of potentialities. So don't neglect the backward area. Whatever the potentiality, whatever the capacity is there in the backward area, use that. So that is the meaning of balanced regional development. And one of the main objectives of Indian 5-year plans is to achieve balanced regional development. So in every 5-year plan, there are main objectives of 5-year plans: so rise in national income, rise in per capita income, reduction of poverty, reduction of unemployment and inequalities, and also achieve balanced regional development. So this happens to be one of the important objectives of Indian 5-year plans. Okay. So the second one, inclusive growth. This is the same thing which I explained in the unit 1. So the same answer asked in March 2022 and 2018. Inclusive growth means the inclusiveness of the hitherto, that is still now excluded population in the growth process. If the share of national income to the poorer or marginalized sections of the population increases, then it can be termed as inclusive growth. So I already explained this when I was explaining the first unit. Then the third one, reasons for rural urban imbalances. Answer: the main factors responsible for rural urban imbalances are natural differences, that is better natural resources in the urban areas, or in other ways, wherever there are better natural resources, people tend to flock to that area, in that particular place, and that becomes an urban area. Okay, and then non-economic factors, prevalence of traditional values and customs in rural areas. So because of this outwarded old and outdated attitudes and superstitious beliefs, the rural area they remain backward. And third one, policies of the government favoring urban areas for investment. So the government also, everybody has to get a return, including the government, for their investment. So because the urban areas are already developed, the government is also favoring the urban areas for their investment, especially on infrastructure, development of industries, etc. So now what is happening? That area becomes even more advanced. So the gap between the developed and the underdeveloped or the backward areas is continuously widening. And then the fourth one, other factors like illiteracy, higher infant mortality rates, low levels of incomes, etc. in rural areas. So all these keep the rural areas backward. Okay, then the fourth one, democratic planning and authoritarian planning. So this question was asked in March 2016. What is democratic planning? In democratic planning, the objectives and targets of the plan are fixed by considering the opinions of the people. So indirectly, India is also having the democratic planning, whereas authoritarian planning like Russia is centralized planning. The entire economy is directed and controlled by the planning authority without considering the opinions of the people. So that is the difference between the democratic planning and authoritarian planning. And the fifth one, perspective planning and annual planning. Perspective planning is long-term planning in which targets are set for a period of 15 to 20 or 25 years to be achieved. Indian planning was perspective planning. So if, for example, we are having the targets like reduction of poverty, reduction of unemployment, reduction of income inequalities, achievement of balanced regional development. Is it possible to achieve all these targets within 5 years? No, it is not possible. So one day after 20 years or 25 years or 30 years, we might achieve those targets. So 5-year plans are just a convenient way of reaching that kind of objective. So that's why Indian planning is a long-term planning, because we are having the long-term targets. So that is what is known as the perspective planning. Whereas the annual planning, it is only planning for 1 year. That is, targets are fixed for 1 year to be achieved within the whatever possible the targets that can be achieved within 1 year. Only those targets are fixed in the annual plans. Okay, you cannot hope to eradicate poverty within 1 year. You cannot hope to eradicate unemployment or achieve full employment in 1 year. So that will all take a long period of time. Okay, then the next one, Niti Aayog. Niti, just now in the previous class I explained to you. So this question was asked in March 2017. National Institution for Transforming India, NITI, was established by the Government of India as a replacement for the Planning Commission on January 1st, 2015. NITI Aayog hopes to replace the one-way center-to-state flow of policy with cooperative federalism by only recommending the policies and leaving to the states for their implementation. So unlike the Planning Commission, NITI Aayog is a bottom-up model. The states prepare their plans and then they direct to the center. And so because the states are given more powers here, and the powers are distributed between the central government and the different states, it is called as the cooperative federalism. So Niti Aayog aims to achieve that cooperative federalism. So that is why it is a transforming India. Okay. So these are all the VSAQs of in Unit 4, Planning and Niti Aayog. Okay. And you are getting 2 questions, 2 marks in this from this unit. So out of 6 questions, you are getting 2 VSAQs. Out of that, 1 is already there in the, you must have studied in the first unit. So the remaining, out of the remaining 5 questions, you are getting 2 questions. So I think it's quite easy for you to prepare. Okay. If you find this video useful, please like, share and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until my next class, take care. Bye-bye.